Hundred strong. What's that word, family? Hey, man, check this out.
Brush, I apply the brush, brush, I apply the brush, brush, I apply the brush, yeah, brush, I apply the brush.
Shout out to Chicago. Chicago, y'all tired of me yet? Hey, Chicago, Chi-Town. Chi-Town. Y'all tired of me yet? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's your turn, Chicago. You know what I heard that happened over Memorial Day weekend? I heard that Chicago had at least 50 people shot of all ages, from babies to elders. I heard they had the drill music popping, the Uzis out, and they was just shooting everything. I heard they was spraying everything.
Shout out to Fancy Pants Daniels for that tongue roll right there, man. Y'all know that nigga eat booty like groceries, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead. You're talking about Chicago, my city, the city that I love, and he spent some facts. In fact, man, you people just let Chicago go. Talk to my mom. We've been trying to get her out here for years, man, my brother, because I'm not in Chicago. I'm in the Midwest still, but fuck Chicago. It ain't nothing but a city. I didn't pledge allegiance to the flag of Chicago. I pledged allegiance to the United States flag. That means every piece of land I step on belongs to me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for acknowledging the fact that it is some crazy shit going on in Chicago and these people are crazy. But let me get back to it. My mom tried to get her to move out. She said, I'm scared to go to the store at night. Somebody might rob me. Of course they will, Mom. You need to come out here. Nah, y'all boring out there. That's the mind state of a lot of people from Chicago, man. I'd rather live out here and have the exciting chance of being shot in the head by a straight bullet than to go someplace where it's goddamn boring. So let's continue.
Chicago has become the poster child for defund the police, embrace liberal views, vote people in office based off of the color in their skin, and then make sure that you continue to run in the Victim Olympics. And
you're right about that, man. We do vote people in office for the color of their skin, and that's what's going on in the city right now, man. We got a fucking black mayor that's giving $20 million a month to asylum seekers, and now he wants to give another 51 million on top of the 20 million that they're already giving them, that they're going to continue to give them while not giving black folks who voted them in nothing. That's why I was surprised as hell when that nigga won office, man. I was like, it's too many Latinos out there. I went to my old neighborhood shit. It's a Latino living in Mrs. Jones's new house, man, old house. So shit, hey, it's different now. But let's continue.
The public safety South Chicago home, another man.
Not the South. They got switches on their Glocks now. Folks are.
Yeah, that nigga is wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, he can curl that tongue better than Cardi B, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's something with that, but I'm gonna get to that point a little bit later. Let's continue with it.
Still living in Chicago. Why y'all still there? I used to have this show that I was on way back when I was turning it up on the internet on panels. And it was this young guy on there. Well, actually a little bit older, definitely older than me. But I call him a young man because he was young in spirit. And he had this good spirit of trying to support black people and fix the community, especially on the south side of Chicago where I grew up. And guess what his name was? Chicagorilla. His name was Chicagorilla, and he was so enthusiastic about being for the community. Let me tell you one thing. As much as I love his enthusiastic, can-do spirit for the community, it was misplaced. Chicagorilla was a fool. A whole fool, not a half a fool. And I don't say that to insult him. I say that out of his own ignorance and that him misunderstanding what it was that he was facing. You can't negotiate with terrorists.
Hold on, man. Let me stop Fancy Pants right there in his fancy pants. He's right, man. I don't understand why people still live in Chicago. I go back all the time. It's the same niggas doing the same shit when I left, man. Everybody that got the hell up out of here, or got the hell up out of Chicago, a lot of people are doing pretty goddamn well in the legal sector. Not the drug dealers. I'm talking about the regular folks that said, you know what? I'm tired of searching for a job in Chicago. It used to be hard as hell to search for a job in Chicago. I used to have to ride the bus, y'all. Ride the bus, go from business to business searching for a job. It really wasn't no community help. And if it was, they wasn't out there on the forefront actually helping the people who were searching for jobs like me, man. So I understand that. But Daniels, Fancy Pants, how dare you come at Chicagorilla? Let me tell you a little bit something, man. I grew up around Chicagorilla. When I first moved to the Hundreds, those niggas were standing on the porch dancing as a group. I never saw black men connected like that. They motherfucker doing the kid play, the kick dance, they jumping back, they doing everything. It was really good to watch because when I came from the low end, all the older niggas, they was into selling drugs at that point. They was into killing people at that point. But those niggas that was with Chicagorilla out in the Hundreds, they was dancing. Not tap dancing. They was airbrushing their clothes. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas looked cool to me. I never seen no shit like that in my life, really. All right, but anyway, he is optimistic about Chicago, man. He has passion for Chicago. And I'm not finna sit here and let Fancy Pants Daniels talk shit about Chicagorilla like that, man. Let me tell you something. Chicagorilla did leave Chicago. I think he left for college, man. The nigga moved down to like Atlanta, something like that. He came back to help his community. You know what I'm saying? And while Daniels, Fancy Pants, why you talking about Chicago like that? Detroit is where you from, brother. Y'all had the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Niggas couldn't even drink water in the whole fucking city. What type of shit? Then not only that, they need to just change the name of the Pistons to the Crack Pipes. Because they don't make shit down there no more. They don't make no goddamn Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas making crack pipes. Have you ever seen a Detroit neighborhood in the ghetto? 1,000 times it looks worse than Chicago. I don't care how many people he want to say got shot, because Chicago is much bigger than Detroit. Per capita, Chicago ain't even on the list of the top dangerous cities, top 10. You know what I'm saying? We got Cleveland, Ohio topping that list. We got Detroit, I think, was topping that list. So don't ride down and talk shit about Chicagorilla, man, because he's one of the realest niggas, man. He came back to a situation he didn't have to come back to. I don't know. Maybe them Atlanta niggas got on his ass. LOL. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of getting on somebody's ass, the way Fancy Pants was just rolling his tongue, and he loves to talk about Chicago. Keep Chicago dick in his mouth. Now I see that he got Chicagorilla just, you know what I'm saying, running the Victim Olympics in his mind. Ain't that something? You know what I'm saying? He probably want to roll that tongue on him or something. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't going to play the video, because I don't want the nigga to strike the YouTube channel. You know how catty he can get. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, if I could move to any other city in the Midwest, and I already did it. I ain't no dummy. You know what I'm saying? Low from the go ain't foolish. That's why I call myself from the go. If I was low living in Chicago, I'd already be in Chicago. I wouldn't even have to say that. I just have to call myself low. But where I'm at, they be like, oh, that's low. He from Chicago. So I just shorten it up. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. I'm pretty smart when it comes down to making moves. Making the right moves is what I need to do. But I'm pretty smart when it comes down to making moves. And this nigga Fancy Pants, get up here and talk about my city. And like I said, Detroit, if I had the choice to move to any city in the Midwest, number 599,254 would be Detroit, man. That'll be where I want to move. And the way you keep talking about Chicago, how many homeless people did you step over to go to your front row seats at the motherfucking Piston game? You know what I'm saying? Huh? Even though it only costs $200 for the front row, probably because it's a piece of shit city. And I don't care if some Detroit niggas get mad at me. Shout out to my homies from Detroit. But I'm talking about Fancy Pants who keep Chicago in his mouth calling us a war zone in a shithole country. When it's true. But at the same time, I can't let you talk about my city like that. And especially a nigga that I once considered as a brother. You know what I'm saying? You need to let it go, man. Let it go, let it be. You ain't fucking with Chicagorilla. You got on from them Chicago niggas. You know, shout out to the M.O.P network. You got on because of them and made it, you know what I'm saying, got so catty up there. Was so fucking catty. Found your way to making your own show. But anyway, he's right. When it all boils down, he's right, man. We let the Democratic black mayor come in. First thing he do is give away millions of dollars, which gonna end up to be billions of dollars to the migrants. But that was what they wanted. We ain't do nothing but vote in the white man's puppet. They want to make Chicago another project. Y'all remember how they had the projects up? And they said the projects was a project. It actually was a project to see how many niggas would kill themselves, would white folks kill themselves with resources, would niggas kill themselves without resources. You know what I'm saying? That was a project. And they found out some shit, man. So now they finna move in these people that's not gonna be committing crime. People that's gonna work for them for under the table wages. I can go on and on and on. But tell me how y'all feel about it in the comment section, man. Anton Fancy Pants Daniels got Chicagorilla running the Victim Olympics in his goddamn mind. He can't keep the man's name out his mouth or Chicago. But I'll be back later with more news and commentary. Peace.
I apply the pressure. I apply the pressure. I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure. I apply the pressure.